hopeful, and a lot more pleasant to be around. A gracious attitude and lifestyle refocuses our attention towards God and the goodness of life. I may have told this story before, or maybe you've heard it already, but in Budapest, a man goes to the rabbi and he complains, "Life is unbearable. There are 9 of us living in one room. What can I do?" The rabbi answers, "Well, take your goat into the room with you." The man was in disbelief, but the rabbi insists, "Do as I say and come back in a week." A week later, the man comes back looking more distraught than before. "We cannot stand it," he says to the rabbi. "The goat is filthy." And the rabbi tells him, "Well, go home and let the goat out and come back again in a week." A radiant man returns to the rabbi a week later saying, "Life is beautiful. We enjoy every minute of it now, and there's no goat in with us. Only the 9 of us." Weren't the 9 there before the goat? They're just back to the same situation they were before. Let's face it. Sometimes we're just not satisfied with what we have in life, be it wealth, be it material things, relationships, or whatever else we think we need to be happy. And if we don't feel happy, we may think we have nothing for which to be grateful for. So we just complain. Do you know anybody like that? And then there are those, like the other 9 healed lepers, who I'm sure were very happy to be healed, and yet they did not turn around to thank Jesus. Why did only 1 cleansed leper return to thank Jesus? In my reading, I found a possibility of 9 suggestions from someone for why maybe they didn't return. 1 waited to see if the cure was real. 1 waited to see if it would last. 1 said he would see Jesus later. 1 decided that he had never had leprosy in the first place. 1 said he would have gotten well anyway. 1 gave the glory to the priests. 1 said, "Oh well, Jesus didn't really do anything special." And 1 said, "Any rabbi could have done that." And maybe 1 said, "I was already much improved." The truth is, brothers and sisters, that we just don't know why the other 9 did not return to thank Jesus. And you know what? We don't need to know. We don't need to know why, because there is something much more important to learn from this story. In the story of the 10 lepers, the biggest surprise is that the leper who returned to thank Jesus was, did you catch that? What was he?
Samaritan.
He was a Samaritan. He was a Samaritan. This comes as a shock to most of Jesus' followers watching this story unfold. Right there before their eyes, this Samaritan, a low-life loser, a second-class citizen, members of the wrong race, region, and religion. He's the one that came back. The Samaritan is not a respectable member of the community at all, and yet he's the only one to return to Jesus to express gratitude. And that, according to Jesus, makes all the difference. It showed Jesus that while the others had experienced the healing of their bodies, this fellow had found healing in his soul. He found healing in his soul. Jesus criticizes the 9 decent lepers who went on their way without so much as a thank you. But Jesus said to leper number 10, your faith has made you well. But Jesus said to leper 10, as I said, your faith has made you well, and he gives him affirmation. Not so much for the faith for the healing that he asked for, but for the faith that returned to give thanks. After all, it's a grateful faith that we're to have, not a gimme faith. Give me this, give me that, God, or I won't have faith, or I won't believe. It's not what it's not a gimme. His faith has healed him because it healed his soul. We learn from Jesus that the lepers not only needed some physical healing, but they also needed some soul healing. And it's no doubt that this is what many people